Welcome to the family, to our first on tour in Portugal. Our first stop is Porto, and here we are to talk with Fernando Madureira, the leader of FC Porto's biggest ultras group, Super Dragões, in their headquarters. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, can you please introduce yourself and your group Super Dragões?
I'm Fernando Madureira, the leader of Super Dragons. Macaco, my name is Monkey in the Ultras, and the Super Dragons are born in 86. We born in 86, and we have 30 years, and we are the biggest group in Porto and in Portugal. And
you said you're the biggest ultra groups, but there's also other ultras groups of FC Porto.
Yeah.
So
Coletivo Ultras 95. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how is your relation to them?
Very good. In the stadium we are separated, but the away games everybody it's the same. Away games not Coletivo and Super Dragons are Ultras Porto is everybody
united. And, FC Porto is one of the biggest clubs of Portugal. You got many ultras, you got many away fans always. With only a few big clubs in the country, how is it going away with big number?
Yes, we have 5, 6, maybe 5, 6 away games. It's Benfica, Sporting, Guimarães, Braga, and Boa Vista is in our city. They are the fans are only from these teams. The other clubs. The supporters are two teams, you know. They are Tondela and Porto, they are Rio Ave and Benfica, they are Tondela and Sporting, you know. They have two teams, and that I think in Portugal 6 clubs are ultras in the first division.
What about the police in Portugal and police repressions?
Yes, our police. Then 2004, when we organized the European Cup here in Portugal, the police evolution, have a big evolution, you know. A lot of police, we are a police of ultras, the name is spotters, you know, and when are games from football, they come, that police work every day to the inside the ultras. They are with me and the other ultras from Porto and the other ultras from other clubs. They have always, all days are in the cellular phones, the homes. They are only spy our movements, really? You know. And when are the games, are a lot of police. For you know, in the game now from Benfica and Porto. 500 police in the game.
In the stadium?
In the stadium, yes.
So there's a lot of undercover cops really in Portugal?
Yes.
And are there also a lot of repressions?
Yes, we have not with other countries in Europe, no, yes. But we have repression, but not so strong with in Spain or other places in Europe. We are a lot of police, a very strong police, but not so much repression.
Yeah, as you said, in Spain it's, for example, a lot harder. We did an on tour in Sevilla where they also said it. In Spain you go in big numbers and you are present in Europe nearly every year. Can you tell us about big fights and tough travels in Europe?
Yes, we have in Sevilla, when we play against Sevilla, we have a lot of problems there, and when they come here, we have coming a lot of problems against Sevilla. But when we go away, we take, because we are a lot of people work in France, Italy, Germany, Swiss, Luxembourg, Holland. When we go away, we are a lot of people, a lot of Super Dragons in that countries, and we go a lot of people. They don't fight against us Maybe only in Spain that way, nothing more.
What was your biggest fight in Spain?
In Sevilla.
In Sevilla, against Sevilla FC. So Beerus attacked
yes,
you, I guess. Yeah. What about in general? You said internationally you got some problems in the fight, but what is inside the country? What are your biggest rivals, and what are you? And do you have friends?
No, we don't have friends, but our rivals number one, and it's Benfica. You know, and Benfica and us, we don't understand. No speak, nothing. It's only rivals. It's the rival number one. It's Benfica.
So we can expect a lot on the Saturday, this Saturday, in the derby against Benfica. It's a very heated fixture, as there's a big rivalry, and this year it's very special because in the table you're very close, fighting for the title.
Yes.
2 clubs, and it's just 5 games left, I think. And there was an incident just last week which heated the fixture even more, and that was the Portugal game in Estadio da Luz and Benfica. Yeah, and you were there inside the stadium because you have a double function. You're also the leader of Ultras Portugal, supporting the national team.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about this double function?
Yes, I have that double function, and in the last week Portugal play in Stadio of Benfica, and the Ultras of Benfica don't want I go there.
Last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they think I don't, because I'm from Porto, and the next week we have the Clásico, the big match. They think I don't go there, and I go there. I take 200 people from Porto, and I take there to see and support the national team. Because for me, don't know it's from instead of Benfica or Sporting. For me, it's the same.
So you were there last week, but this week you will go to the same stadium again.
Yes.
This time you're allowed because your club is playing there. Yeah. You will come with more than 200 guys this time, I guess.
Yes,
how many Porto supporters can we expect?
We take 5,000 supporters from Porto. You know, we have 5% of the stadium is 2,325, and we buy in Benfica shops with cards of Benfica more 1,700 tickets than the totally of 5,000 supporters to the next Saturday.
Yeah.
To Lisbon to the game.
So you got even membership cards to get into the stadium?
Yes, because we go a concentration, and we go the 5,000, you know, and the police don't take 100 and 1,700. Take we are all together, you know.
Yeah.
We get pressuring the police to everybody in.
And you said it's only 5%, so that's not much. In other countries there's something like 10%. What do you say about this rule, just giving out 5%?
Yes, I think it's not so good, because I think 10% maybe in the Champions League, 10% is very good. I think UEFA make new rules to augment to 10% the away supporters.
Yeah, and the derby would be even better if there would be 10%, because
yes.
A real derby needs 2 sides of,
yes.
of fans and of ultras, as we all know. And finally, looking forward to the derby, which is very, very close.
Yes.
The day after tomorrow we will film there. What can we expect from the atmosphere of the Clásico de Portugal?
Yes, a lot of tension, a lot of rivalry, you know, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of testosterone, a lot of everything is in
high emotion.
Yes, yes, a top of emotion. This is the top of tops, the game of the games.
How is it with a choreography, with a tifo? Can you bring one in, or is it too complicated?
Yes, no, we are our flags. Every flags we have, we take there. And now, you know, the pyrotechnic, it's in when we go away, it's very good pyrotechnic and the flags.
Yeah. How is it with pyrotechnics? Do you get high fines? You have to pay a lot of money?
Yes.
You burn pyro?
Here in Portugal, the pyro is crime. You have... como é que se chama a tocha?
A torch? Or like a flare? A flare?
Yeah, we have flares. It's like a pistol or a knife, you know.
Yeah.
In our law, petardo or tocha is the same of a gun or a knife.
So it counts like a weapon. So
yes.
conta como arma.
Yes.
That's it.
And you go to the prison if you are taking off the stadium when the police if you
checks
are.
You.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for speaking with us openly and giving us and all viewers these insights, and also inviting us here to your sacred home, to your headquarters. Finally, do you want to say something to the ultras all over the world? You have a message?
Yes. Ultras never die, and no ultras, no party. Go on.
Quando o fado era cantado pelas tabernas da alma,
Welcome Ultrasur family! We arrived in Lisbon and it's just one day to the Derby of Portugal. It's a pleasure for us being invited to talk to 3 members of Diabos Vermelhos of Benfica, and to start first to the leader. Can you introduce yourself and your group?
Sérgio Caetano, sou o líder dos Diabos Vermelhos e somos o grupo mais antigo, o grupo ultra mais antigo do futebol do Benfica.
Is Sérgio Caetano, and we are Diabos Vermelhos. We are the oldest firm from Benfica.
Tomorrow, the North-South Classic between you and Porto, as we know. What do you think of Porto's Ultras, especially about the leading group, the Super Dragões?
They're professional ultras. It's all about the money.
You say professional ultras. It has to do with the thing of legalized firms and not legalized firms, I guess. Can you explain to us a very special thing in Portugal, the legalized and non-legalized firms?
Legalized firms is like they can have everything from the clubs. We don't. When you're legalized, you can have everything. They have access to tickets. They can do anything. And the 2 biggest legalized groups, they're They're all about selling merchandising and access to tickets that they sell overpriced, and they can do everything. So,
what is the bad side of it? You have every rights, but what do you have to do to be a legalized groups?
they have to give all their IDs to the police. Basically, that's it, and that's announced.
So as you say, you don't like the thing about legal, and also there's a big rivalry and a lot of tension between you and Porto. And what about the question about your biggest rival? Is it in the end Porto or Sporting? Who is your biggest rival?
Oh,
Todos. There's a big group of Porto Ultras expected. Do you think there will be fights? And how does the police act in derbies like that?
I don't believe there will be fights. There is always pass. Now everything is quiet and the police is everything controlled. So I think not going to be riots. Just because one thing, Porto fans are not, just like Thiago says, they are professionals. Because if they're not professionals, they will not come in the let's say the security box, as we do sometimes. So they are professional ultras. They'll do everything by the book. In the early 90s, yes.
It was different in the early 90s, but now it changed with the legalization. But what about police? Some words about police. How is police in Portugal? Do they have hard measures against ultras, or to shock them a little bit?
Yeah, they used to shoot rubber bullets against us, just because. Sometimes, just because.
Were you hit by bullets yourself?
No, with a stick in my head, 30 points. No problem. That's the way they resolve things. They don't speak, they beat.
So it's a hard line against ultras also here in Portugal.
Yeah, a lot of repression by the police.
We talked about the 90s. He mentioned the 90s. It was all different in the 90s, and in the 90s it was quite a hard time for Benfica. It was said that there were nearly empty stands, and it was problems with the president and the club officials. Can you tell us something about that?
That times?
The 90s, yeah.
Were very difficult times for us because we have a corrupt president, as everyone has, but only that president get in jail, not the president of Porto, who has been condemned by laws, but he was not in jail. And there was a very, very tough time for us. But in that times, that's when you see the real ultras, because in that times Diablos were there. Diablos never failed an official match from Benfica, even in that time when the stands were no one. So in the other stadium, there used to be 5,000 people, and Diablos were there with 100, 200, but we were always there. At home, away matches, we were always there.
Big respect. You want to say something about the national team, maybe?
My national team is Benfica.
Okay, that's. What can we expect from the derby tomorrow? What would the atmosphere be like? And what about choreos in Benfica's stand?
O ambiente vai ser duro, como todos os clássicos. A coreografia vai ter Benfica, vai ter uma coreografia de estádio, que vão conseguir verificar. E nós teremos uma coreografia de topo do nosso setor. E temos depois no outro topo também a coreografia gigante, de cima a baixo.
It's going to be a stressful environment in all the stadium, as usual in the most important matches. Then, about choreography, there will be a whole stadium choreography from the club, and then each stand will have our own choreography, and in the other stand there will also be another one.
So both groups of Benfica have their own choreography. And tomorrow, can we expect a more heated atmosphere as in other games against Porto? Because now it's a very close race to the title, just 4 games before ending the season. What would you say?
I'll say it's going to be a very nervous environment, but I think the result and along the match it will depend a bit about the result and things like that. But yeah, at least from our side, I think.
So if the game's close, it can be an insane atmosphere tomorrow. So we are really looking forward to the game, to show you the atmosphere tomorrow in this on tour in Portugal. Thanks a lot to you guys inviting us, talking to us about Benfica, Portugal and the national team. Some last words maybe to all the ultras in the world.
No one like us, we don't care.
Support your team like there's nothing else.
Stay real.